Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning,
Mr. Efeni.
Good morning, Mr. Efeni.
Good morning, Tundu, paragon of beauty and brain.
So lovely.
Efeni.
Thank you.
Mr. Efeni, I have no words.
I will report you to your wife.
I have no words.
You are becoming more and more poetic where Tundu is concerned.
Great Malavite.
I'm the wife, Victoria.
Okay, she's Victoria.
Okay.
My wife is Victoria.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's have Malabitic action.
Yes.
Malavite.
Let's start with these newspapers. Nigeria's newspaper of records. This story revealed Magu failed to submit EFCC audited account for 4 years. Annual report not submitted to National Assembly in 4 years, contrary to law. Ribadu Farida Lamode in full compliance. Senior advocate of Nigeria seeks bill for suspended anti-corruption chief. Now, let's just look at how other papers are feasting on the Magu saga before we come back to this day for some discussion. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, Magu, fresh posers over 7.5 billion naira, 332 seized houses. Questions over 5 billion naira election fund, 2.5 billion recruitment fund. Panel calls for files of all politically exposed persons on EFCC's radar. Magu untouchables, others reappear before panel today. Federal government asks governors to file reports on EFCC activities in their states since 2015. Of course, the New Telegraph newspaper, Asset Recovery Panel, Magu unable to account for 332 recovered properties. Report, it turned EFCC into glorified police station. EFCC directors face fresh interrogation today. Coalition to Buhari, Magu's removal may hinder graft fight. Now, the Punch newspaper sees properties cornered by top EFCC officials. Magu's friends, according to the panel, that's what the Punch is reporting, says suspended commission boss failed to account for 332 recovered houses. All allegations are lies concocted to tarnish Magu's image, says counsel. Then, of course, the Daily Trust newspaper, Magu, no interest on funds in TSA, AGF, keeping recovered loot in commercial banks illegal. Lawyers, anti-graft war may suffer setbacks, international groups. Now, if we come back to these days newspapers, the lead story there, yes, according to the story, Magu did not submit audited account, as required by the law establishing the EFCC. That is the Economic Crime, the EFCC Establishment Act of 2004. According to that Act, Section 37, the Commission shall not later than 30th of September in each year submit to the National Assembly a report of its activities during the year, and shall include, of course, the accounts of the EFCC. This was not done in 4 years. Now, under President Obasanjo, Nuhu Ribadu complied. Under President Yaradua, Farida Waziri complied. Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, Ruben, your boss, of course, Abubakar Lamode complied. But under President Ibrahim Lamode, he complied. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, who is now the champion of anti-corruption fight in Africa, is Ibrahim Magu did not comply. What could have been responsible? Of course, I don't know whether the National Assembly that did not approve his nomination will have accepted a report from him. But again, the buck should stop at the president's table. So the mess we are seeing now perhaps emanated from that saga of a damning report which led to the non-approval of his nomination, yet the president pressed on with Ibrahim Magu. And now the mess is splashing in the face of not only the president, but all of us as Nigerians. Because for the boss of the anti-corruption agency to be enmeshed in all these allegations, they are still allegations, I think it's something that is also worrisome to everybody.
Who wants to go first? Tondo.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but once again, the fundamental error here was sidestepping the National Assembly. As you've said, when the National Assembly refused to confirm Ibrahim Magu, can he then present a report to him? Did he make any attempt to and was rejected? No, because if he did, we would have heard about it. So that was him taking his cues from higher powers to have this attitude of impunity, of if you can be sidestepped in my confirmation, I do not need to report to you. I do not need to present any audited accounts to you. And this is the problem here. We cannot continue to behave like this.
Let us put it like this. When you talk about audited accounts and all of that, we're dealing with a basic principle about transparency and accountability. All agencies of government, particularly revenue earning agencies and departments, are supposed, they are expected by law. You quoted earlier on the EFCC Act in this regard, but that's the basic procedure, to submit audited accounts to the National Assembly. And the whole idea is to ensure transparency and accountability. Because indeed, at a point, under the Jonathan administration, one of the issues that had to be addressed by the Ministry of Finance, led by Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she was also the special minister at that time.
Coordinating minister for the economy.
Coordinating minister, yes. She also discovered that, look, many agencies of government were keeping all kinds of accounts, and all of that had to be harmonized. And it was in that process that, we ended up auditing both the oil and gas sector and other sectors of government. So it's not enough for the National Assembly to blame the suspended chairman of the EFCC. What did the National Assembly itself do in terms of its oversight responsibility to make sure that those, accounts were submitted and audited accounts were reported to the relevant committees of the National Assembly? Because the danger you face in this kind of situation is that people will begin to put everything on the head of one individual. What I know, what I have seen, is that it's a system-wide challenge. And I hope that, relevant lessons will be learned from the Magu saga, and this may just be one of the areas that the government of the day may need to pay attention to. How many agencies of government, how many revenue any agencies are submitting audited accounts? If you investigate it, you will be shocked at the reality. So Magu may have an issue, but this is not just about Magu. Yeah. It's about the system of government and how people pay attention to what they are required to do. Now, you raise a concern about an international NGO that is saying that this is a minus for the administration. Well, opinion is divided on that. The administration is insisting that this is a plus, that this further strengthens the credibility of the administration with regard to war against administration. But at the end of the day, there will be a stock taking, and Nigerians and the international community will be able to form an opinion whether indeed having a situation whereby the head of an anti-corruption agency is now merged in the controversy about corruption and accountability, whether it's a plus for General Buhari, President Buhari's anti-corruption agenda, or a minus for him, either at the institutional level or at the personal level.
I mean, real quickly, I just wanted to put this in. Great point you raised, Dr. Abati. Okay, so great point you raised, Dr. Abati, but I just want to say, like you said, there's a systemic problem in governance in Nigeria. I was shell-shocked at the fact that we're celebrating the NNPC for releasing its audited accounts when it should be something we should see frequently. And like you said, we can go across MDGs too. We will see that accounts are not being audited. But I want to ask a question. What is the mechanism for taking stock of various MDGs? Who checks them? Who brings the audited report to the fore? If it is governance, who ensures that even their audited reports are published in national dailies if you want to have governmental transparency?
There is an office of the Auditor General of the Federation.
So what has the office of the Auditor General of the Federation done all this while that EFCC? So we should put the buck at the office of the Auditor General, because why do we have laws in place? To deter people from doing, and the National Assembly, to deter people from doing what is wrong.
And so, they allowed EFCC, the EFCC presents their budget, National Assembly passes the budget, and they do not have their audited report.
So, so much for oversight function.
So the Office of the Auditor General should tell us what has happened in this last 3-4 years. The National Assembly too should come out to tell us as regards the EFCC. Because if we don't put systems in place, and I'm sure if we have investigations, we will see that there are still many MDGs that have not audited their reports.
But in any case, with regards to the EFCC, the current investigation and interrogation of the suspended EFCC chairman provides an opportunity for that audit. I referred yesterday to the conversation we had on the Sunday talk show with A.J. Owonikoko, ACN, and Norrisin Quakers. And one of the points they made is that going forward, there is need for forensic audit at various levels, and that there may even be a need, the two of them pointed out, for a review of the EFCC Act to make sure that the agency is better repositioned for efficiency. And that probably will please the international observers who are saying that what is going on is a minus.
Yes, but Tayo Yetibo, senior advocate of Nigeria, is saying that Magu should be granted bail. Well, because as this day, the Saturday newspaper put in their lead story, Magu would deny others their freedom by not granting them bail or accepting their bail approved by court, is seeking bail. Well, there is no karma in law.
No, karma is not a constitutional matter. Yes. Karma is not a constitutional matter.
It is not. It is not. But it also sounds funny.
No, we should not deal with emotions.
Okay.
Under Section 35 of the Constitution.
He has rights. Magu has all his rights.
Under Section 35 of the Constitution, as Tayo Yetibo and others have pointed out, look, any accused person who is being investigated, he has basic fundamental rights that you cannot deny him of. Okay, but the argument, the counter-argument, is that the Ayo Salami panel is empowered under the Tribunal of Inquiry Act, and that under that is basically an investigative panel. It's not a prosecutorial panel. Whatever that panel comes up with would later be an issue that will be determined by the courts. But at the same time, I think it's legitimate to say that an accused person has rights under the law, and those rights cannot be derogated from.
If it's an investigative panel, then why is he being detained?
Because they think it's a flight risk.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Flight risk. That's the technical word in law.
Okay. Well, we still have some time. Then we look at Daily Express of UK. Let's just go to the UK. Get ready. 93 million pounds bleeds kickstart Britain's EU exit. That's the Daily Express of the UK. That amount is going to be spent, that campaign will be launched today to get both the businesses and the government, public sector, businesses to get ready for the exit, because Brexit will come to be whether both parties like it or not.
It's happened already.
Yeah. So, but of course, that campaign is taking off today, and Magu is saying that everybody should key in. They are whipping up all the necessary campaigns to put everybody on their alerts. Government, businesses, private sector, and they're all going to be in that campaign.
I think quickly the UK will do well, even when Brexit finally starts and is passed. They've started looking at trade deals. I hear they're talking to Turkey, they're talking to a couple of other countries. The UK will do well. There are structures in
but
place.
The bigger challenge is that would they be able to conclude the negotiations with the EU before December? Would that happen? Will it not happen? And, you know, we've been told that by July, by September, that will be firmed up. But let's see. those who are optimistic, whether they are right or not.
Well, Boris Johnson said he's putting a tiger in the tank of the talks, so yes.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
No matter how the talks goes, that December deadline is not negotiable.
Well, that's what the EU
let's see.
are saying.
The EU will bring out another clause that you can still extend it a little bit.
Okay.
Remember how we did with Article 50. So,
well, let's hope not. Washington Post, if we have some time.
okay, I'm not sure we have some time. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You'll have to wait till tomorrow morning.
Okay.